Hello everybody! Today for Sunday Funday, we're going to see how I draw a honey farmer. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out for myself, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, so a honey farmer. Yeah, I know, a beekeeper, right? That's what that's supposed to be. Not for me. I wanted to do something a little sillier, a little crazy, a little what the heck, you know? So I'm gonna make a little man that's dressed like a bee to farm his honey, because I just thought that would be funnier, you know? He's gonna be holding a little bucket. Why a bucket? I don't know. I just thought of like a farmer and a bucket and all this, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give him, like, well, you know what I like to do. I like to do the non-explanation explanation. So I'm gonna give him like fingers that have like a syringe type kind of thing that he can extract the honey with. That's kind of what I'm going for there. It makes no sense, right? That's not what a beekeeper does. That's not what a beekeeper looks like. But I thought it would be funny to do that. So that's really what this one is about. This one is about making me laugh, thinking, what could I do to make it look like a silly old beekeeping man? And how can I make him bizarre looking, you know, some kind of strange, kind of crazy. But basically I just wanted to draw a man with a giant bee head. Like almost like he thinks he's got to disguise himself and trick the bees to get the honey. You know, he doesn't quite understand apiary. What do you go? A beekeeper is an apiarist, right? Or apiary is the study of, or the keeping of bees. So are you an apiarist? Or are you a... Oh, let's give him an ear. Like he doesn't quite know it, so his bee head. His bee head. He's not a smart man. He's got a giant bee head. I'm sorry. It's just the ridiculousness of it. That's what I like. That's what Sunday Funday is all about. You know, having fun and just getting crazy with it. You know, and that's kind of the whole idea behind this guy is he doesn't quite get it. You know, so his bee head it's silly. It's just silly. And so I'm gonna give him like a fuzzy bee outfit as well, because again, he doesn't quite understand. He's just doing what he thinks. It almost looks like an alien, what he thinks is a bee outfit to trick the bees to get the honey. Do a little thing underneath like that. His arms here, and let me try to do a little more of a dynamic hand. So it's not just like, I don't know. Well, okay, so here's the thing. Again, what I like to do is I like to make it like, this makes no sense. Like, why? Okay, so I like to tell a story with the drawings, you know, but I also kind of want to make it like he's trying too hard. Like, this makes no sense. This is not the way to do it. But again, he's not a very smart man and does this crazy, he puts on this whole charade, this whole charade, whatever you want to call it, to try to get the honey, and you don't really have to. You know, it's like there's an easier way to do this, but he doesn't get it. Okay, and that's his honey collecting arm there. Here's his honey suit. Let's see, we're just gonna his arm like this. And this one is gonna have a big old fuzzy arm like that. This one doesn't, because that's where the connector goes to the back, where the honey collects on his back, right? Ooh, let's do that. Let's give him like a backpack strap, because that's where he stores the honey, right? Maybe. And so let's do like some kind of power connector, something on his arm here, and then we'll do like batteries on his legs. You know, a little let's see, like a strange battery powered thing. But let's also do this. Let's give him like a little bucket. You know, a little bucket where he pours the honey in. Okay, so let's do it like this. It makes no sense that he collects the honey into his little power pack, into his backpack, whatever this is, and then he puts it in the bucket, right? He like overthinks this. It's like way too overdone, you know? But again, that's the funny thing about Captain B-Man here, or the honey farmer, is he doesn't quite get it. He created his own way, and there's people telling him, it's like, you know, there's an easier way to do this, you know? He's like, no, I'm the honey farmer. I'm the one who does this. You don't farm the honey, I do. It's my honey. You're just trying to trick me to get my honey. And we'll say he's got like these big armor shoes that he's just like, look, I know the bees are gonna attack me, so I need to wear my big armor shoes to keep me from being bit. We'll give him like little like sewn patches type armor things that are going to be on his legs, again, to help him from being bit. And there we go. I think that's good for a sketch, and I say we get going. So let me erase some of these sketch lines, because it took quite a few lines to get here, and I want my Sharpie to stand out, not my sketch line, so I'm just going to lightly erase. And the first lines I did, those are my sketch lines. Those are the ones I was just throwing down just to kind of get placement. Those will get erased pretty easily. And the sketch lines, as I got more confident, those are more confidence lines, those would take a little bit more to erase. So I'm going to get rid of the sketchiness, I'm going to keep the confidence. And that's how you live your life. Get rid of your sketchiness, keep your confidence. Alright, I think that's enough right there. Enough has disappeared with my erasing, but I can still see where we're going to go. So let's go ahead and just get in this, and let's welcome everybody that skipped and get going. Welcome, skippers! Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that the fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but I'm going to get going with the Sharpie pen. And if you need an explanation and you want to hear me laugh about this entire thing, go back to the first part. But we're just going to jump in here. So I'm going to draw his segmented eyes, but I'm not going to segment them. So what I mean by that is that should be done with color. I'm just kind of putting them down real fast, and then the little honeycomb shape in the bee eyes, I'm going to do that with color, but I'm going to kind of do something like this, just kind of make them kind of bumpy, right? Just because it's got that honeycomb type shape. And I'm going to thicken this up just a little bit, just to accent it. You don't have to do that if you're working with pencil. You do whatever you want to do. Because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. But also, I'm getting ready, especially on this outer edge here, because once I move over to this Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference in line width. So I'm trying to prepare for how that's going to be. So he's wearing a mask. Let's say this is his nose, or the mask part of his nose. So let's go ahead and draw his nose real fast. Something like that. And let's draw his mouth. I'm gonna go ahead and draw his lips just to do something a little different, you know, just to say, well, this is our guy. This is our honey farmer. Okay, and here's his chin. Something like this. Okay, so there's the edge of his face, right? And, oh yeah, let me draw the edge of this mask here. Okay, so now I'm going to draw the rest of it with the other Sharpie. I just wanted to do, I can control line width better with this, and that's why I wanted to start with that for tiny details in the face, you know? The rest, we can get crazy with the Sharpie. So, but see how thick that is? That's what I'm talking about. That's why I wanted to match the edge of it. Okay, so I talked about this in this, you know what? If you want to see what I was talking about, the laugh, the giggle I got about his design, you go back and watch that. This is just, this is strictly for Sharpie in now. And also that explains why he's got a strange head like this. Okay, before I go too far, I want to draw the antenna because I want them in front of this edge right here. So, I just want to make sure that I put them in front like this. I'll do this one too real fast. That way, I'll finish those. No, let's finish it now. I was going to say I'll finish it in a second, but let's go ahead and finish it now. So we have them drawn out. Now I can finish up his head. So I'm just drawing like that just to give him kind of like a furry kind of feel to it. And I'm going to thicken this up because now that I see that line, I want to thicken this one up just a little bit. And remember, if you're working with pencil, you don't have to do this. I'm just doing it because of the way the Sharpie looks, and I like them to be complementary and consistent. Does that make sense? All right. Okay. The rest I want to do with color. I'm not worried about that. That's a fun little thing that we're going to do later. Okay, so for his okay, so he's got the backpack that I'm not going to worry about right now, but I do need to prepare for. In other words, the straps. So his suit is going to come down like this, and then come down here for the strap. Come back up. And it's pushing down on his suit because it's weighing it down a little bit. So that means I can go back to the fuzziness of his outfit like this. And the shoulders are going to be part of this suit. So that's why I'm cutting it off. Okay. So I'm going to come over here for this part. I'm going to draw the strap like I did there. And we're seeing a little bit more of the fur over the strap on this way, just because of the way things are laying as we're turning the body, you know? Or at least that's what I want to do. You know, it's not set in stone, but I am taking a little bit of physics into it whenever I'm drawing this, just to make sure I do let the things play out the way they would lay if they were fur and hard edge materials, you know? I'm just doing a little bit of extra, just because this Sharpie won't quite get a sharp point, and I want it to be like a little fur type kind of feel, you know. Same thing here. Let's just do a little bit of points. Again, if you're working with pencil, you don't have to do this, but this Sharpie is a bit too big for tiny things like this. It looks good for the edges, but sometimes it's a little big, so I just like to add a little bit of extra just to give it a sharper edge. All right. Okay, so I always draw what's in front first. That way, whenever you're drawing something that's behind, you're not accidentally drawing through this thing that was on top, you know? So, I'm gonna draw his hand holding a little bucket. So I'm gonna draw his arm down here like this, coming down from his shoulder. And his arm is bent, so all you're gonna see is this, because I do have like a furry part for this arm, holding his hand holding a bucket like this. So, I'm going to draw his fingers or his knuckles in the position that I want him in. That's where his hand's going to be. And so this finger is going to come down here like this. This one's going to come down here and do this. Like that. Okay, now add some detail, but I want to draw the bucket because I want the handle flowing through like this. And see, and that's what I mean. Well, you got to draw what's in front first because that handle is in front of the thumb, which is underneath like this. And that's why I just like to make sure that I plan it out and draw stuff where I want it to make sure I get it right. Again, this is going to be like a furry little, almost like a shoulder, like a little furry, hairy forearm piece. That I'm excited to draw a little stripy, I almost said butterfly, stripy bee type color. Okay, so why a bucket? Don't know. It's just fun. I just thought if he's a farmer, he's got a bucket. So we're just gonna draw a regular old bucket like this. Nothing crazy about it. Just a simple old farmer bucket. Or pail, I guess. Like that. Just super simple. And maybe I'll decorate it with something with color. But that's all we're gonna do for the drawing. It's super easy and super simple. Now, again, because he's he's wearing what he thinks is a bee outfit. It's gonna be a little round, fuzzy, just like his sleeves, you know, little furry, fuzzy bee outfit. You know, what he thinks is bee appropriate. He's trying to fool him. He's trying to trick him is basically what it is. So let's draw this arm. And so this is gonna be all pure color. I'm not worried about that at all. So it's gonna be like this, a little negative, but I'm leaving it open like that for color, okay? So this arm is hanging down. And then his forearm, I drew it a little low, so I'm gonna recalibrate and draw it up here. His forearm has the extractor, is what I'm calling it. And it's basically a forearm piece that is connected to his hand with a syringe that extracts the honey. I know, too much. It's too much. He doesn't need all this work. But that's the whole point of this honey farmer, is he designed this whole suit to trick the bees, and he's gone too far. Like, he doesn't quite get it. Like, there's an easier way to do this, guy. But this is what he's contributing to society with. His honey farming suit. Okay, so that's the first finger. Well, that's the only finger. It's really like the syringe. He's kind of doing one of these. And his finger is a syringe that is extracting the honey. And let's do like this with a smaller Sharpie, just to get a finer edge. Again, I can control line width much better with this. So now I'm gonna do this. And it's okay if it's not straight, but I'm gonna try and do like that. But again, I wanted a finer line than that big Sharpie. Like that, okay? Again, look, it's all jagged and whatnot. That's okay. I'm not worried about that. That is fine with me. We're gonna say that's a tube that connects it there. And again, I like to do it with a smaller Sharpie like this when I'm working with Sharpies. With pencil, you can draw whatever, but I like to control the line width like this. Okay, here, let's do this too. Oh, that's another thing. This is connected, well, not connected, but run off batteries, right? Is what we're gonna call them. And so these little things I'm gonna put on his leg, like he's got little extra ones here. It's just basically something else that we can draw and kind of use as a design feature, just to break up some of this monotony. Or not monotony, but negative space. Wrong word, sorry. Okay. Okay, so his other fingers are just hanging down like this. So, there's the hand up here. There's, whoops, that was a little long. That's okay. Like that. those don't, I was going to say they don't, they're not as important, but I mean, they're all important. They're fingers, you know, but they're not going to stand out as much, so I'm not too worried about the detail in those. We'll say that it's a glove, so it's got a little bit of glove lining, or it's manufactured, put together, you know. Okay, so now all we're gonna do is give him some pants. And so his pants, I'm gonna give him like a little protective diaper type kind of thing. Again, he's the honey farmer who thinks he needs a lot of armor and protective features. So he's almost wearing like a giant metal diaper, you know, because he thinks, hey, these bees are gonna come get me. I've gotta protect myself, my family, my farming equipment, you know, stuff like that. Just because, like I said, I want him a little overprotective, a little, he's not too smart, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Okay, so his pants, I'm gonna put like a little protective lining, I guess. So his leg's gonna come here. I'm gonna draw a little extra like this for the bump on the lining, down to his knees. This leg's coming in like this, down to his knees. His boots are gonna have these all around him. So I'm gonna do like this. This is gonna be the little, like, extra sewn pattern thing on there, just to protect his legs. You know, he thinks he needs a lot of protection. I think he's been stung too many times as a kid, or maybe in this occupation, so he thinks he needs a lot of protection. All right, so let's do the other leg here so you see where we are. Coming down like this. This one's coming this way. I'm gonna draw the little patch, protective patch. Ooh, look, I've got his arm just floating like that. I do want to draw a backpack. I can't forget that. I want to draw like a. The whole idea was what I thought is like he's overthinking it. So he's got a extractor that goes to his back, but he still carries a pail for some reason. Like that's. Are you gonna put it in there? What are you gonna do, honey farmer? Again, he's overthinking it. All right, so his boots, I'm gonna put some of these on, and maybe they're just extra, maybe they're battery packs, I don't know, because once they're on there, we can't really show that they need to be removed, right? I'm just gonna draw more of them. And again, it's just mostly a design element. So, you know, we don't really have to explain it, but we kind of are telling a story with them, you know? It's like, ooh, what are those? You know, what do they do? Well, that's part of the story. You gotta talk to the honey farmer. Okay, so his boots are just gonna come down like this, and I'm gonna give him like some armor type boots. Again, he's overthinking it, over-armoring, over-designing. Same thing here. That. Let me add some detail there, and then I'll throw just a quick little some lines on his back for obviously what the straps are for, you know, holding his backpack together. Or not together, but on his back. Okay, so something like that. Close off any line I see that's not connected. We'll do look a little front like this. Okay, so real quick, let's just do a backpack on him real fast. And because it's on his back, we don't really have to worry too much about what you see. So we're just gonna say that it's back here, strapped back there. It's kind of doing like this. Let's go ahead and break up this space, do something like that. And just kind of make something a little odd, you know, a little, what is that? You know, a little strange. Because that's one thing we can say is that we don't know what this is. We don't know why it's designed this way. And so we almost don't have to tell a story, but we We want to make it interesting. You know, we want to make it intriguing, that you're like, why does it look like that? What are those extra things? Where does that go? Where does that tube go in the back, and what does it collect, you know? So I'm just breaking it up like this, just adding a little extra of like, what if? Like maybe if we got to design it, then we could explain a few things. But for now, we're just gonna make it interesting with the strange backpack. And that goes back there, so there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So for Sunday Fun Day, that is a honey farmer. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.